This table can be created from maybe using some spreadsheet. Okay, so as you can see that the total interest keeps on increasing as long as the uh, as long as the loan repayment period increases. So from starting from 5 years loan, and the total interest will be $21,000 on $100,000. However, for 10-year period it becomes equal to $45,000, and in 20-year periods the total interest, which is in addition to the loan of $100,000, is slightly more than the uh, original loan amount, and then in 35 years it becomes almost double the original loan amount. So this is some sort of the behavior of these types of calculations. Next, we can, if we want to calculate the interest for some given month, so we can use these formulas. So for example, I sub t is equal to u sub t times the interest. That means I sub t, that is the interest on some given at some given time, is equal to the u, that is the unpaid or outstanding principal at the end of that month. Okay, at the end of that previous month, outstanding payment at the end of that previous month multiplied by the interest rate. Then that will give the interest rate in that month. So for example, if for the loan is for a 20-month period, okay, so we want to calculate the interest at the end of, say, 15th month. So for this we need the unpaid amount at the end of the 14th month, and then we will multiply that unpaid amount, or the outstanding balance amount, by the interest rate, monthly interest rate, and that will be the interest in that month. So in this case, as you can see, that we need to find the outstanding principal at the end of the months. So that outstanding principal can be found by this formula. Okay, so outstanding principal at the end of some certain time period is equal to the outstanding principal in the previous time period plus the interest and minus the annual amount. So interest in that period. So outstanding principal at the end of the month t, and the outstanding principal at the end of the previous month, so plus the interest, and then minus the annual monthly payment. So let's apply these formulas for this example, which is example 11. For the loan in example 9, so remember that the loan in example 9 was for an amount of $150,000. Determine the monthly interest for the first and second months and the outstanding principal at the end of the first and second month. So if we remember, we calculated that in example 5 we need to pay $1,206.93, and the periodic interest rate was 0.75% per month. Remember that the annual percentage rate was 9% per year, so which is equivalent to 0.75% per month. So find the interest paid on the loan for the first month. So we get the following. So the interest paid in the first month will be, for example, in the first month, the principal was $150,000 and the interest rate is 0.75%. So the interest in the first month will be $1,125.00. So therefore the outstanding balance at the end of the first month will be in principal plus the interest and minus the payment which was made. Okay, So that will be $149,918.07. So it means that out of $150,000 loan, only about $72 have been decreased from the original amount. The rest was the interest. Okay, the rest was the interest. So in this case, of the first month's payment, $1,125 was used to pay the interest, and only about 981.93 was used to reduce the outstanding principal balance on the loan. For the second month, now we will use this outstanding balance and then multiply by the interest rate to calculate the interest for that second month. So now in this case, you can see that the interest for the second month was decreased from 1,125 to 1,124.39. Very slight increase, but there is a decrease in the interest rate. So now this amount, previous balance plus the interest accrued in this month, and then minus the amount which was paid, and then this will be the balance, $149,835. So in this way, then at the end of each month, the outstanding balance can be calculated. And this type of calculation can be done very conveniently in Microsoft Excel. Okay, let's do one more example. The borrowers in example 9 have just made their 180th payment. So what is the outstanding principal balance on the loan? So in this case, 180 payments have been made. Okay, so what is the outstanding balance on the loan? So that we have to calculate it. So this can be calculated by finding the outstanding balance at the end of the 180th payment. So this can be calculated by using this formula. So for example, 1,206 was the monthly amount, and then this is to be multiplied by 1.0075 power 360 minus 80, that is 180 minus 1, and then divided by 0.0075 into 1.0075 power 360 minus 180. So this will be the outstanding balance at the end of 880 months. So this is what was required in this question. So you can see that after about making payments on the loan for half of the life of the loan, the borrower have reduced the principal by less than only 21%. That means 1 minus 118 divided by 150. So it is about 21%. So this is because during the early months of the loan, most of the payment is being used to pay the interest. So as we approach the end of the loan, the majority of the payment is being used to pay down the outstanding principal balance. Okay, the next question is how much interest do the borrowers in example 9 pay the interest pay during the fourth year of the loan. So during the fourth year of the loan, so how much interest was paid? So this can be calculated like this. So for example, during the fourth year, they will make payments 37 through 38. Okay, fourth year, 30 payments number 37 to 48. So the outstanding principal balance at the beginning of the fourth year equals to the outstanding principal balance after the 36th payment has been made, and is calculated as follows. So using the previous formula, okay, and then we can calculate that it is $146,000. And outstanding balance at the end of the 48th month likewise can be also calculated to be $145,000. So the interest for the year is then calculated as follows. So 12 times the 1,206, these are the payments made in that year, in that year, yeah, fourth month, 12 payments of this, and then plus the starting balance minus the ending balance. Okay, sorry, plus this ending balance minus the starting balance. So this was then the difference. So then what we can calculate is the in total interest which was paid in this fourth year, 13,142.07 dollar. With this, with these examples from example number 9 to example number 13, then we can actually create the amortization schedule. So amortization schedule actually shows for each month the outstanding principal or the monthly interest. So for example, as the in Microsoft Excel, maybe one can create the amortization schedule like this. So for month 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, what is the beginning principal, monthly payment, monthly interest, principal reduction, and then the ending principal. So this type of calculations can be made in the spreadsheet programs. Okay, now let's talk about the effective annual interest rate with the closing costs. So there are often many fees added to a loan to cover the cost of setting up the loan and to provide a profit for the lending institution. So these fees are known as the closing costs and include such items as the origination fee, the cost of appraisal of the property used as a security, the cost of the credit report on the applicant's underwriting fees, processing fees, documentation, preparation fee, courier fees, title insurance, and other title charges. So for this purpose, step 1 is to determine the payment fee. Step 2 is to determine the closing costs. And then step 3 for finding the effective annual interest rate is that step is the solve the following equation for the interest rate. So for example, A is equal to P minus the closing cost into I into 1 plus I over 1 plus I power n minus 1. So generally this type of equation then can be solved by trial and error method. So let's see it one example. So the bank charges $2,500 for the closing costs on a $100,000 loan with an annual percentage rate of 9% compounded monthly and a term of 30 years. So the bank will not allow the closing costs to be added to the $100,000 borrowed. So what effect do the closing costs have on the effective annual interest rate? So it means that the bank will not allow the closing cost to be added to the interest rate. So in this case, what we can do is, first of all, we can find the monthly interest rate, which is the 0.75% per month. And then we can calculate find the monthly payments. We get the following. So we can get the monthly payments $100,000 multiplied by the interest rate into 1 plus I power 360 divided by 1 plus I power 360 and then minus 1. So monthly payments would be $804.62. So in this case, actually you can see that the bank charges $2,500. So what is the meaning of that? The meaning of that is the net amount which the company will get will be $100,000 minus 2,500. So the net amount which the company will get will be this much amount. Okay. Although the interest will be the monthly payments will be calculated based on this amount $100,000, but the net amount which the contractor will get will be based on $100,000 minus $2,500. So using the same formula, but in this case now we need to find and then the same monthly payment values. So now we can solve it for the interest rate. Okay,